Everybody's been asking me for the story behind when I stopped chasing money, because I made a deal out of it. But it is actually quite a humorous story, and it actually concerns a dear brother of mine who I just heard is doing his final checklist, preparing for departure. So it's a little bit of a tribute to him, but a true story, and he wouldn't want to do anything but laugh about it. His name was Bobby Ingram, great brother, good musician. He was a road manager for Crosby, Stills and Nash. He's a good guy. But anyway, the way the song happened, I was going to Oregon, to the mountains, to be with a spiritual master for a yoga that I'm initiated into called Sant Mat. It's the yoga of sound and light. It's the crown chakra yoga. And I'd been initiated for some time, but this was a new master that was coming out. The master that I was originally with, Sant Chasin, passed away, and Master Bonji became the new master. And he was coming to America for the first time to see the initiates here, and there's quite a few, and some from really the whole West, coming up from South America and Central America, etc. So prior to leaving, I knew I was going to be in a tent with nothing really much to do other than, because I'm a filmmaker, I had the incredible opportunity, along with a couple of other brothers, to be Master's film crew. But let me digress. So I'm preparing for the trip, and I'm in Coconut Grove, Florida, and I'm looking for like a baby Taylor, an old travel guitar, because I thought, if I just something small, well, at least I'm up in a tent, I'm up in the mountains, who knows, I'll get inspired and I'll have something to do. And I was at a little music store looking for a Taylor, and I ran into Bobby, and I told him what I was up to. He said, "Oh man, come to my house, I got just the thing for you. I got a 10-stringer. So I go to his house, which is right there in Coconut Grove, and he proceeds to tell me that a friend of his, a guy that actually knew, as a Delta airline captain, flew regularly back and forth to Peru, and every time he went, he would have a guy bring him a really good charango. A charango is an Andean instrument, and I had been to Peru and I'd seen a charango before, but so Bobby pulls this out as a great replacement for a Taylor guitar, 10 strings. No idea how to play it, but really a beautiful, absolutely beautiful instrument. And at the time, when I did look later to see what the value was, it was many hundreds of dollars. But the deal was that this pilot would pay $150 for a charango, which in Peru is, a good charango, and bring it back behind a seat, and then the idea was he was giving Bobby the charangos to distribute to other worthy musicians. I was considered worthy of it, and Bobby tells me that I can have it for $150, and he explained that it was worth a lot more. But on the condition that I learn how to play it, I write a song on it, and it's a song of such caliber that is actually likely to win the forthcoming Bobby Ingram's Charango Songwriting Contest, to be held in the near future at John Martin's in Coral Gables. Took it all quite seriously. Now I'm thinking, really, I don't think I can even figure out a chord on this thing. But it was so absurd, I thought I'd just play along with it. So well, that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I got it. I'll master how to play it. I'll write a song, and it'll be good enough to win a songwriting contest. No problem, Bobby. Said, in fact, why don't you just tell me what you want me to write the song about? And I knew as soon as I asked that was a mistake, because it rolled off his lips so fast that I was made it seem like he had it just sitting there waiting for me to spring the trap. So as fast as I could say, exactly what would you like me to write it about? Money rolled off his tongue, without a smile, like it was sitting there waiting. So now I've got a 10-string Andean instrument called a charango. It's generally made after a armadillo shell, and I'm going to go up to the mountains. I'm going to learn how to play it. I'm going to write a song with it. about money, which from a songwriting perspective is a pretty hard topic, right? It's not like go write a love song or about a dog you lost or something. So I proceeded to head up to the mountains of Oregon to our retreat up there to meet the new master and set up my tent and deposited the charango in there, kind of smiling, thinking, you know, somehow or other I got to figure out how to do this. Not really thinking I had any opportunity at all. But on the first day or so that Master was there, he was coming to America for the first time, we thought it'd be a good idea for him to do an in-camera, two-camera, sort of hello to all the initiates in the United States and Mexico, Central and South America, Western folks, and really to everyone, just hello. And so he thought that was a good idea, and I set up a camera just about, about this distance from him, fairly close. And I said, okay, so Master, we're going to do this right to the camera lens. And he looked at the camera lens, he thought, kind of strange, but I sat down and think, well, he's a master, it's not going to be a problem. But as soon as I said, okay, Master, what would you like to say to the initiates of America? And I put my eye back in there, and as I look at him, he just froze it. And he's like, oh, I'm not talking to anybody. There's just an inanimate object there. It's kind of interesting to see a grand master, a really high spiritual master, kind of like not. But point was, I took my eye off and I slew this way to expose my eye. I said, no, Master, it's me. I'm in here. Just talk to me. And when I went back, I don't know if you've ever heard of, there's a thing with masters, it's called a darshan. It's at least in our discipline. And the darshan is really a master's that collects so much light that occasionally he just goes pew and shoots it out at these blue, crystal clear eyes. It's called a darshan, and it's discernible. I had never had it happen, but I'd seen it happen to people, and it was clearly an experience. So on this occasion, as I put my eye back into the lens and look at him, he just started out with giving everybody a big old broadcasted darshan. Now, they say don't look at the sun because it's not good for your eyes. But they say don't ever look at the sun looking through a camera because you've got these lenses magnifying things, and whatever it is, it's going to be magnified. And I get in my right eye a darshan from the Master that was intended for all the initiates in America. Now, it was a good thing he went on talking because I continued sitting there knowing that there wasn't much I could do because my body was here. But whatever your ethereal body, your astral body, all the parts of your beingness that's not directly attached to this had been knocked off my stool and had done about 3 or 4 backflips and slid down the hill as trying to gather itself up and get back into my body. But thank goodness, kind of got back in by the time it was time for me to actually move and do something. So when we finished, I thought, well, it's just me and him really, and it was an opportunity to kind of ask a question. And you'd think, well, let's make that question count because it's me and this Master. So, you would think about, what's the meaning of life? What's, big questions. But for some reason, there was nothing else I could do but thought, Master, you hear in America that's so different from India, very commercialized here, we're American. What would you say to all of us in America who are living within the American context? And he said something to the order, I'd say actually almost specifically. I would say, to stop chasing money. Let money start chasing you. Now, I was so clearly completely out of it from that darshan that I really kind of took what he said as being like, oh, yeah, like if you want to catch a cat, don't chase it. You got to let it come to you. Oh, money's like the same. Oh, yeah, that's all in nature. Yeah, the more you chase some things. And somehow or the other, that started clicking in my mind. I thought, well, okay, I got that. I went back to my tent. Now this is what I'm going to hold my right hand up and tell you, this is an honest to God truth. Now, the truth is that, you know, people say I'm a songwriter. All songwriting is, or at least the only way that I can do it, is occasionally if I get inspired enough, if I get in a space high enough that it comes through. And I play in like a lot of open tuning with the guitar, so I don't really know what I'm doing in that process. And what I noticed was that there was a number of songs, in fact, almost every song that, you know, I wrote came through 90% sort of on its own, words and music and new chords, etc. But, you know, that was on a guitar that I'd been playing for 20 years, albeit, you know, 40 new tunings. But a charango? So here's this, I swear to God, story, is that I went back to my tent, picked up this little charango, which I no longer even remember how to play. And suddenly, I knew chords on it. In fact, I knew a progression that came right out within like 15 seconds. Boom, 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 boom. And then almost immediately, the words to this song kind of rolled out. And as I'm going to sing it for you now, it's about 90% of the way it came out there. You know, dancing around a little bit, polishing a little bit here, you know, substantially at this. Yeah. When you put the charango down, and get the guitar up, which I hope is in tune. I forgot to check that. Let's see, I guess I'll play this with a pick. And I got this close enough, that was that. Check, see how that sound is. So, I'll tell you I'll tell you how the songwriting contest went, but suffice to say, once I had this song, even in that form, I thought, oh, I got Ingram, man. I got him, man. I'm going to show him at John Martin's with his little 10-string Indian instrument, and I have nailed a song with a little help of a power pack Darshan from a little Indian master and some wisdom. But I'll tell you the rest of the story when I finished. Anyway, this is how it went. I used to work myself down to the bone. Most of the time I even brought my work on home. I was split down the middle, just trying to make ends meet. I was always on the go. I was a real go-getter. I followed all the rules right down to the letter. I was out chasing money, but money was outrunning me. And I just thought it was a fact of the matter. All I had to do was just climb some ladder. All I had to do was what I did not want to do. I was on the dark side and sang the blues. But then I inquired of an old master for some masterful advice. He said, son, chasing money is where your problem lies. If you just stop chasing money, money will start chasing you. That's what he said. And I thought that was fine for a guru to say. Oh, he wasn't buying nothing, he had nothing to pay. And I can't say I believed him, but I tried it anyway. And now my life is so much better. I don't go out in no bad weather. I don't do what I don't want to do. But I know this might sound crazy, but I swear it's true. Now I got more than I'll ever spend. I never ask if, I just ask when. Since I stopped chasing money, money's darling.
started chasing me, and now my life is so much better. I don't go out in no bad weather. I don't do what I don't wanna do. I stop chasing money, oh, maybe you can too. Don't get me wrong, I don't own the castles, yachts and planes, there's just too much hassle. But that don't mean I don't have everything. Since I started chasing money, money started chasing me. Now it's easy come, it's easy go. It's like old man river, it's just got to flow. Well, I know it might sound funny to just stop chasing money, but if you do, money, that's the M-O-N-E-Y. Why it just might start chasing you too. Cause if you let it, that's just what it do.
So, I figured, right? Not a bad song. Pretty good. Got a good metaphysical principle in the whole thing. So I thought, I got this Bobby Ingram's Toronto Songwriting Contest in the bag. So I showed up on the appointed night at John Martin's to present my version of my winning song for Bobby Ingram's Toronto Songwriting Contest. So I performed the song for Bobby. He was in the audience. He didn't give it a whole lot of commotion. In fact, there wasn't anything much said about the songwriting contest other than just go play the song. I played the song. I was wondering where I fit in the winners thing, so I signed it up to Bobby thinking, hey, I know I got this, but you got anybody that's competing? He said, what do you mean? I said, like the Bobby Ingram's Toronto Songwriting Contest. To which he looked me square in the eye and said, I have no idea what you're talking about. Walked away. Oh man, so you could not win with, like an ascended master. Anyway, to my brother. May I see you in greener fields.